At the age of 27, I have amassed an 8-figure portfolio. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down for you exactly what that portfolio looks like and why I'm virtually eliminating all of it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ravi Abuvala, founder of Scaling with Systems, where we build profitable client acquisition systems for our clients. And I've been blessed enough that over the past few years, I've built a business and a personal income in the millions of dollars. And one of the biggest problems I did not predict when I first started making money in my business was eventually, what do you do with all of this money that you're making? And of course, it is a great problem to have, but one that I spend more and more time dealing with, and one that I see my clients spending more and more time dealing with as well. So the reason why I'm making this video here is because I wish that I knew what I'm about to show you right here a year ago, when I devoted hundreds of thousands of dollars and probably dozens and dozens of hours of my life trying to crack the wealth, income, investing, and asset protection code. Before I dive into my iPad here and show you exactly what my current portfolio looks like, I want you to understand one big realization that I had at the beginning of this year, which forced me to write all of this out. And that is how important time is to me. What do I mean by that? I mean that I have spent so much time, keyword time, trying to figure out what to do with this money and trying to save money, trying to invest money, trying to make a certain percentage here, a certain percentage there, trying to save taxes here, trying to save taxes there. And I have given up so much time in the pursuit of saving my money that in reality, if I actually simplify this whole process, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video how I did that, I would not only have more time, but I would have more money. So pay very close attention, because you can avoid the mistake that I made, which was trying to get all the top professionals and trying to do 100 different tax strategies and invest in 100 different opportunities here to compound my wealth, when in reality, what I needed to do was more of the same. So if we pull up my iPad here really quickly, what you can see on the screen is pretty much a rough rendition of what my current portfolio, income stream, and asset allocation looks like. So this is going to be basically 2021, which I'll put out at the top here. Okay. So the way that this looks is that I have three main income streams. 1, 2, 3. First one's going to be my main company, Scaling with Systems. Second one is going to be my e-commerce company that I had with my brother, which was an automated Amazon store. And the third would be my advertising agency, Prospect Social, which I actually closed down at the end of last year. Now, it's probably going to be easiest for me to break this down step by step. And this is originally where I was messing up already. So not even before we get into the investments, having three different income sources, I think, is the biggest weakness that I had in 2021. I actually think it handicapped the amount of money that I made, because in reality, if you have multiple streams of income, it's not because you're this savvy investor and like you're Warren Buffett and everyone quotes that, you know, the average investor has 67 streams of income, or average millionaire has 67 streams of income. It's actually because you're stupid. Because in reality, the only reason why you would do that is if you thought that the main thing that you were spending your time and money on wasn't able to produce you the amount of money that you wanted, which if that was the case, then I would focus on finding a different main thing rather than having 15 different things. So at the end of last year, even though both of these companies generated over $1 million, each of them in their own, number 2 and number 3, I actually ended up dissolving my e-commerce Amazon store, and I dissolved my advertising agency. Now, once again, I was not working dozens of hours every single week or every single month inside of this business. Quite the contrary, I was probably working 3 to 6 hours a month in each of those businesses, and they were making me over $1 million. But there's so much, I guess I could say, tertiary or secondary impact that this stuff has on your life that you don't even pay attention to unless you're like me, who's obsessed with efficiency. Let me give you a few examples here. Every once in a while, I'd have a big problem with a client in my advertising agency. I had to come in and spend maybe 2 to 3 days solving that problem. Or every once in a while, I would have an issue with my taxes because my Amazon store, and we'd have multiple different states, and I had to file in multiple different areas. So then we'd forget to file in one state. I had them calling me, telling me they're going to put a lien on my property, and I would have to stop what I was doing and fix all of that stuff. And so all of these little things would add up to so much time at the cumulative end of the year that was taken out of focusing what is realistically the main thing that I need to be focusing on, which is scaling with systems. Because in reality, I know that I can take scaling with systems to a 9-figure company, meaning we're generating over $100 million. How do I know that? Number 1, I have conviction. And number 2, I have seen other people already do the same thing. And then I can potentially exit the company for 5, 8, or even 10 times multiple on that. So I have potential to make an 8-figure, if not a 9-figure exit it inside of this company. And that's plenty of money that I could do everything that I wanted to do inside of my life with. So why am I sacrificing more time on those other two income streams in order to have more money so that I could have more time? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that's why I got rid of those other two income streams at the end of last year. All right, so now in the middle here, you can see that I put bank, and that's pretty much just where my money is going into. So this is just the central location that all my money from all my income streams come into. I have multiple banks and multiple different bank accounts, but just for the simplicity of this image, I put that there. And now let's start talking about how I'm spending my time in both taxes and investment. So we'll talk about with investing. In 2021, I invested my money in multiple different locations. Number one, I did angel investing. So I had investments that I put into companies, SaaS companies, and some of my clients' companies that I really did believe in, a few $100,000 there. I put my money into stocks. So I also put my money into the S&P 500. I put my money into individual equities, securities, Apple, AT&T, Coca-Cola, whatever else you can think of. Then I would put my money into real estate. So real estate investment properties, short-term, long-term, Airbnb. I also put my money into cryptocurrency. I put it into a fund to be managed. I put it into long-term. I put it into short-term. I put it into leverage trading. And then I also put my money into work for me for tax plays, such as captive insurance, real estate and that aspect of it, charitable partnerships, all these other things that I didn't write out on the tax plays here because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax advisor. I don't want to get too far into it, but even just writing this out gave me stress. And it was stressful for me trying to, especially with the tax plays here, trying to make sure that I'm always doing the right things in the right order and doing, taking money from this account and putting it in that account and trying to move everything around. And so I would say just on the tax plays alone, probably I spent 300 hours last year just trying to get the tax plays down, dealing with it, learning with it, interviewing new people, paying people for it. And then on the investment stuff, I spent even more time than that trying to do short-term crypto trading, leverage trading, stocks, deciding this, is it going up, is it going down, getting worried. And all of that took away the thing that I value most in this world, which is time. And why would I be sacrificing time for more money? It just doesn't make any sense. So these are some of the things that I did. I am no longer doing any angel investing. I'm sorry, but I have no interest in it anymore. The angel investing that I already did, I hope that it works out, but I'm honestly not going to be involved in that stuff anymore. Second thing that I stopped doing is I stopped investing into individual securities. I know my team members, my friends, family are like, oh, I made this much money. I got a 30% return on Apple. I got a 50% return here. My return is 150% this year. It's 200% this year. Well, I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but if you actually build your business correctly, I have a 300% return right now in the month of January in one of my offers inside my main company for the ads that we spend, which means that I could spend $500,000 in ads in January and I could make back $1.5 million, okay? Because I have a 300% return in 30 days inside of something that I have control over versus investing into equities and securities. I have no control over it. Is it going up? Is it going down? I'm stressed about it. And at the same time, I'm still stressed about my business, right? So I got rid of securities. I still am keeping the S&P 500 because I'm just going to dollar cost average that. If you don't know what dollar cost averaging is, it's pretty much where you're just putting a set amount of money inside of an investment every single day, every single month, every single year until you pretty much die or you retire, okay? So that doesn't require a lot of energy. That money is deducted directly from my bank account. Real estate, I am stopping that as well. I have no interest in doing real estate. Finding a real estate deal, finding someone to partner on a deal, getting a loan on it, getting the tenant inside of there, managing the tenant inside, managing a property management company that's going to manage the tenant inside of there, knowing inside of my head I got to file the different taxes for that every single year. It's not worth it for me. Once again, I'd rather put that extra time and energy inside of my business, or heaven forbid, I'm actually going to enjoy my life. I'm actually going to go and spend time with my loved ones, fly my plane, go on awesome trips, and actually, live this crazy thing that we call life. Okay. So getting rid of my real estate totally. Then cryptocurrency, I have the fund, I have long-term, I have short-term. First of all, getting rid of all of my short-term crypto assets. I liquidated all of it at the end of last year, even when I lost money. I lost money with some of these short-term assets because I sold them at the bottom, right? But I was spending so much time looking at, my friends would put updates about their crypto portfolios and I'd see YouTube videos and I'd be like, oh, I got to buy this one. I got to sell that one. I got to do this one, trying to make a return. And if I didn't see it in time, I'd lose the money. And then I'm angry that I lost money. So then I put more money inside of it. And it's just this negative cycle instead of, once again, enjoying my time, putting it into the business and getting a guaranteed 300% return on investment on something I can control. I am keeping, I'm dollar cost averaging both the fund that someone that I'm very close to, he runs a fund and I invest into that because I believe in it. Also, he beat out Bitcoin last year, which is what a lot of my long-term positions are in. And then I have my long-term position. So I have assets that I literally don't ever plan on touching. And if anything, I'm just going to loan out against it. And then finally, there's the tax plays. I'm not going to go too much in depth on the tax plays on here, but I was doing about let's say 5 or 6 different tax plays in order to legally and ethically save money on taxes in 2021 and in 2020. But I had spent so much time managing it, dealing with it, trying to find the right advisors, trying to get them to do the right things, then making sure I'm doing the right things, all for the chance that I still might not have done it right, and all for the chance that I still might have to pay taxes, when in reality, I could have just made more money, once again, inside my main business and put all of my time and energy inside of there, okay? So I have pretty much virtually going to be getting rid of most of my tax plays. And once again, I know people that are watching this are going to be like, you're an idiot, you're dumb. Maybe I am, okay? But you know what I value more than money is time and a stress-free life. And if anybody on here that's watching this video right now, I think anybody that here that has a business can attest that a business in itself is enough stress. I don't need extra stress on my life. There's no reason, okay? So a business in itself is extra stress. And if I can do something in order to avoid having to spend more time or exert more stress, then I will always do it. Let me give you another example. Right now, I have an opportunity in my life where somebody close to me is getting foreclosed on in their house. And so I'm gonna have to make a $25,000 payment in order to save this person from getting foreclosed on. Now, I have somebody that's saying, hey, let's buy this person an investment property so we don't have to worry about this problem anymore. So really the same money you're putting there, you can put it as a down payment, and then you get an investment property and you don't have to worry about this anymore. And I say, realistically speaking, I'd rather just put the $25,000 and put it in this foreclosure and give it to the courts and give it to this landlord so I don't have to worry about this anymore, versus having to then go find an investment property, manage that. What happens if something goes wrong there? So I'm literally spending money just to solve this problem once and get my time back. So I just want to give you, I mean, that's a pretty severe example of how much I value my time. And so now I'm able to, even the beginning of this year, you know, I've already been on multiple trips. I'm going to Costa Rica in a little bit, and my company is seeing month-over-month growth, and I actually feel less stressed than I do before, right? So technically doing less work, I am investing less money, and some could argue that I'm making not as much of a return on my money, but what I'm looking for is a return on my time. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Once again, if I was in my shoes a year ago, at the beginning of 2021, and I watched this video, I think that my 2021 would have been a lot simpler, and that's what I'm hoping for you in your 2022. This is not financial advice whatsoever. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but that being said, if you guys did get value out of this video, please smash the like button and hit subscribe so you guys get notified when I put other videos out like this every single week. If you do want to see the #1 investment I've ever made in my entire life that has yielded over 1,000,000% return, you can check out the latest YouTube video I just dropped on your screen here. I'll see you guys in that video.